Zephyr, and the third announcement from Valve is actually the controller. Now I mentioned he was going to be either the controller or the games. Looks like it was a controller. That was my first guess. Maybe maybe Valve can't count the 3. I don't know. But whatever. So the controller is actually okay. And not okay like straight in the middle, kind of like okay on the bad side. I'm not really sure what to say about it. Now, let me just kind of give you a glimpse of what the controller is supposed to be. Now, basically right here, instead of the joystick right here, analog stick rather, instead of the buttons right here, instead of there is going to be touchpads. The touchpads are going to be indented, which means that it's going to be a little pushed inside the controller a little bit, so that way, you can kind of feel with it. Now, at first I was like, but then I thought about it. I was like, well, that's not too bad, actually. It actually might work. So I'm like, okay, I got to go ahead and play with it to see how it works out. But I got to say right now, I'm not so sure if it's really going to be that good. But then it got even worse. So they also announced that, they're going to have a square screen right in the middle, right here. That's going to actually be a touchpad with information right there on the screen. So imagine, while you're playing, you can actually have information right then and there, a picture or, just quick information that you can access, like maybe or whatever it is, maybe even like a, radar or something like that. And you also have ability to go ahead and mess with your control. So in a sense, it could be actually pretty much everything about Steam you can access right in that controller without the need to go ahead and hit home or hit shift F1 or whatever it is that you hit to go ahead and get to the home screen of that. So that is something to be thinking. I'm like, okay, that could be cool. But then the X, Y, B, and A buttons are actually not here anymore. They're actually right here, and they're on the two ends inside the screen. So like the Y and B would be up here, and then the X and A would be down here. Now, of course, if you guys look at the link in the description, you're going to see the controller for yourself. But because I know I'm not really doing a really good job explaining it. But then I'm like, wait, what? That's not gonna. And it's like, okay, so what about the D-pad? What about I don't know, guys. I'm not really sure how I feel about this controller. I gotta say, at least that's what I originally thought. But then in the end, once you keep reading. Later on, it does state that it is actually an open controller, which basically means that two things. Number one, it's going to work with like Workshop via software. So those particular things right here, that screen right here, will be able to go ahead. Like people can actually go ahead and upload like different, they can upload like different. Like remember how we had mods for the games? Well, you got mods for the controllers too on a software level, so you can go ahead and actually upload some software to it, and it'll actually give you whatever information that the software provides. So that might be cool. Kind of add on to the game. But then they also mentioned that the actual controller itself will in fact be able to be taken apart and hackable and all that nature too. So even though, technically speaking, I gotta say personally, even as a Steam fan, I am not liking the controller they provided. I'd rather have something very akin to this. And if it's not akin to this, if it has to have the touchpads, remove this in exchange for the touchpads. They did say that the controller will in fact be hackable, and you might be able to go ahead and get a Steam controller once you hack it, very acute or very similar to this. So overall, it's like, but then, whatever. It's also going to have, it looks like it's going to have speakers in it too. So one of the things that I really love about the Wii U, the Wii, and the PlayStation 4, which, by the way, I've got to make a video on that one for the stupid PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 fans who was crying about being a fanboy instead of actually giving me the answer to the question that I asked, but whatever. The controllers will actually have speakers in them, which will allow more immersive gameplay, and that really does come in handy, especially in a lot of Wii games when you're playing games like Metroid or Zelda, where you can actually hear the hit of a sword or whatever. I love that. So you definitely, most likely, you're going to be able to it's going to be in here too. I believe that they also mentioned that the controller is going to have a built-in, a next generation kind of rumble, a kind of a haptic feedback, And basically they said that it's going to be kind of a dual linear resound is empty. It's going to be like, what they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and instead of doing actual rumble, it looks like they're going to have like mid speakers in there, and these speakers are going to be like able to be kind of directed kind of like rumble. You know how it is, how you be in a car and the bass is hard, and with that the rumbles. I think they're going to use that same thing to go ahead and emulate Rumble. So that actually could work out, because sound can be manipulated pretty damn easily. So all in all, that's pretty much the controller here. I gotta play with it to find out if it's actually going to be good. I'm hoping even stronger now. That'll be part of the beta. I'm not 100% sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like I said before, the actual links in the description below. You guys have a good night. Zeph is out.
Dessert はいらねえか。